the Philadelphia Eagles have been able to make a bit of a run, and it's been looking really good. But the Eagles are facing a couple of injuries. The Giants have just fired the one secret weapon I think the Eagles had in their staff. And there's a lot to talk about, so we're going to get into it, man. What's going on, you guys? It's your boy Joe Castro, aka Philly Fresco, and it is Philly the podcast. So today I do want to talk about this Giants matchup. I want to talk a little bit about the Eagles' injuries and how I think this could affect us. But before we do get into that, please do hit that like, hit that subscribe. We are very, very close to 3K. We would love for you guys to join the family on that ride. We're like less than 140 away. So let's get it. Let's get there. But let's get into it, man. So the Eagles, like I said, they're coming off of a couple good wins, winners of the last 3 of 4. And look, the Chargers game was a game that I feel like we could have won as well. So who knows? A couple different breaks, and maybe we're 4 of 4 these last couple games, and we're right at 500, but we're not. We are where we are. So we look at this game. We're going against the New York Giants. Obviously, right after this game, we would be going into our bye week. So that is huge. We have an opportunity to now be 6-6 going into our bye week. And that is something that I don't think a lot of Eagles fans realistically thought that was going to happen. Looking after the first couple, first 5 or 6 weeks were rough. So we look at this team, and obviously it's been a run-first team ever since they really started getting it together. Now you look at the injuries that we have. I don't want to talk about the defensive injuries just yet. We're going to focus on the offense for now. Obviously, Jordan Howard has a sprained knee. The feel and the thought and the what people are saying in the reporting room and in the media, I should say, is that he's going to definitely miss this week, but obviously it will be good for the bye. And then after the bye, they expect him to be back. So he doesn't seem like somebody that's going to have to be on IR. But it is a major loss to lose somebody like that. Hopefully he can come back, and hopefully he can be, just as impactful after the bye week. But you look at this running game, and you start to think, is there anybody that can really take his spot? And in walks the giant killer, Boston Scott. This may have been the best timing of an injury. Now, obviously, I would love to have Jordan Howard for this game. Don't get me wrong, but Boston Scott has owned the Giants as of recent. In the last 4 games, I believe he has 432 yards and 6 touchdowns in the last 4 games. Boston Scott has gone absolutely crazy. Look, Miles Sanders looked really good last game. I know that the fumble was tough to watch, but if he can clean that up, and I feel like we've been saying this for a while, but if he can clean that up, the talent's there. The talent is definitely there. So I feel confident with the mixture of Booby and Boston Scott. Obviously, maybe Kenneth Gainwell is going to get activated now. Last week, he wasn't activated. Maybe this is a week that they try to sprinkle him in a little bit as well. But between the 3-headed monster that we have right now, because obviously Jordan Howard's not in, I feel comfortable with Jalen Hurts still getting his yards as a runner. I still feel confident with Boston Scott doing his thing and continuing to be the giant killer. And I feel comfortable with Miles Sanders getting his rocks off against this Giants team. I don't think that the Giants are very good. Now, the defense is a little bit more concerning, because I feel like the Eagles defense has really came together once the emergence of Davion Taylor and TJ Edwards started to take shape. TJ Edwards has surprised me, and I will say this time and time again. Look, shout out to TJ Edwards. He gave us a shout out, early in the off season, and I would love to get you on, TJ. So if you're watching this, shout out to you. But I'm not going to sit here and lie. I would have never expected to see him doing as well as he's doing. I thought that he had talent, but he has really become a full linebacker, all-around player for us. And it's really, really good to watch. Now, obviously, he's not hurt, but Davion Taylor is another guy that I have been high on. I really felt that Davion Taylor's athleticism was something that the Eagles lacked at the linebacking position for a while now. Going back to, honestly, Jordan Hicks, to be real with you. Obviously, TJ Edwards looked like Spider-Man with that interception, so athleticism is not something that's lost on him either, but Davion Taylor's just that sideline-to-sideline guy that's just got the speed, and he makes big hits. Now, he is a guy that is going to be on the IR from what Sirianni is saying and what media members are saying. They're saying that it could be, a 3-4 week recovery period for him. Now, it's a sprained knee for him. It's a sprained knee also for Jordan Howard, The reason why I think it's taking so much longer, or why it could take so much longer, is because of the injury history with Davion Taylor. So Davion Taylor has had a rough year as far as health has gone, but I'm very excited to see the maturation of him. I feel like he's become a very, very good player for us, and I'm excited to see where he'll go from here. But losing him does scare me a little bit, because we are going against a great running back, and I know that he's kind of lost a step because of all these injuries, but I still think Saquon Barkley at any moment can turn it on, and I don't want it to be against the Eagles. I don't think I'm alone in that thought process. So it does get me a little bit worried, that we don't have one of our linebackers in there, that we're probably going to ask a little bit more of Alex Singleton in the run game and in the pass game. It makes me a little worried. I think that Alex Singleton is a great pass rusher. I think that showed against the Saints as well. The Saints had no answer for Alex Singleton. He was going right up the middle with with reckless abandon. So I'm a little bit worried about losing Davion Taylor. And another guy that I'm not 100% sure on what's going on with is Darius Slay. Darius Slay did leave the Saints game because of a concussion. So it gets me a little bit worried. Obviously, these are names that you don't want to see off the field. These are guys we kind of need on the field, especially Darius Slay. I think that if you look at that Saints game, once Darius Slay was out, it got kind of ugly. I don't think Zach McPherson is necessarily ready right now to man the outside. I don't know who else. I know Tate Gowan was inactive for that game as well. Maybe he's somebody they activate if Slay is not able to go. But I don't want to think of that. I want to see Slay out there. I think that big play Slay has lived up to that name and more, to be honest. He's exactly what we needed in the secondary, a big playmaker. And I think that that's something that's going to continue. So, look, I think that the Eagles have every opportunity to win this game. I don't think this is a game that we should lose. This is a game we should go out there and dominate them, if I'm being 100% honest. Daniel Jones is not a good quarterback. Saquon Barkley has fell off. That offensive line is trash. Outside of, I guess, Andrew Thomas, I guess he's your wide receiver threat. Their wide receivers haven't lived up to the money that they're getting paid. The rookie hasn't really gotten an opportunity to shine. He had one really good game against the Cowboys, obviously, in which they lost, but other than that, he hasn't really gotten opportunities to do anything. Evan Ingram is one of the most overrated tight ends in the league. I mean, you can go down this whole team. I'm not afraid of this team at all. And I don't think that the Eagles should be, but I don't think that they should overlook them also. So, I mean, look, we're going to get into Giants week probably starting tomorrow. We'll start actually talking about it, and I'll have some guests on and everything. But you guys let me know what you're thinking, man. How do you feel about going into this week? Are you nervous about any of these injuries? Do you think this is a team that we should blow out, or are you a little bit worried? I know division games are a little bit different, right? You usually go into division games. It doesn't really matter about the records. It just kind of becomes a slobber knocker. But we'll see what happens. I guess we will see what happens. You guys let me know what you're thinking in the comment. I might go live later on. I'm not really sure. But other than that, y'all know what it is, man. It is Fly Eagles Fly, and we are out shit. Peace!
Everywhere, this is for you.
Yeah. Fly Eagles Fly, and we on the team. Touchdown. Time to get Jalen this ring. You don't really want to start a thing. This a Bird Gang Nation, baby. It's a Philly thing. Hater, and you looking like you type trash. I'm just here calling on Philly the podcast. And we can call a man dog, or watch Miles score off the handoff. Rest of the division, your man saw Jackson like Sean, hunting like Randall. Season here, early time to do him in. Your boy Philly Fresco. Thanks for tuning in.